Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 20. I just watched the episode 19. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the I'm gonna put the link also for the playlist that I made for Jujutsu Kaisen, in which you can find all of my videos into the chronological order. Also, reminder, if you want, you have my Patreon, on which you have all of these reaction videos with 4 episodes of advance. It's really a lot, meaning that normally this week on my Patreon they have my reactions and my thoughts to the episode 24. Yes, I know also that there is a movie between the season 1 and the season 2. Don't worry, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna react to it. Let's go back to the Patreon. You have 4 episodes of advance and you have also the full reaction part, my reactions and my thoughts to the entire episode. So if you want all of these advantages and also to support this girl, to be sure that I'm gonna continue to be there, you know, to react to the movie, to the season 2, and then when the season 3 is gonna be out, to the season 3 and all, you have to support this girl, you know, because clearly I'm a little reactor on YouTube and on Patreon. YouTube is not helping me at all. So if you want you to help me, you can do that on my Patreon, and you have all of these advantages in exchange. I'm working hard to give you these advantages. It's really if you want and if you can. Times are difficult. I know it. Believe me, I know it. So be careful with that, and it's only if you want and if you can. Okay, like I said, I just watched the episode 19, which was really the transition between students of both of these schools fighting with each other, and now Yuji and Todo fighting against this big cursed spirit. We had at the beginning all of the other students trying to face it, like Maki, like Fujiguro, like all of them, and clearly they couldn't stand just a chance, a little chance, like it couldn't be possible for them. It was really stressing for me because I understood, in fact, with the previous episode that I don't trust this anime anymore. You know, I'm not watching Demon Slayer, I'm not watching My Hero Academia. In fact, into this anime, they're not afraid of killing people just like that. I learned my lesson with Yoshino. I have to consider this one more like Attack on Titan or other animes like that. I can have characters dying just like that for no reason. I mean, for a real reason, but characters that I thought who would stay for a long time, in fact, they can get killed really quick, and suddenly their long narrative arc that I imagined, you know, for the next seasons, it's gonna be cut and we're not gonna have anything more about their characters, and it's like that. They're not gonna have any closure. I have to accept it. I'm not sure that I accept it, but at least I'm keeping it on mind, and that's why during the previous episode, when they were all facing that cursed spirit, I was really stressed for each one of them. I was like, no, you're gonna die now? No. You, no. So to have Yuji and Todo intervening at some point, it was almost like a relief, because like the other students, they trust them that much that they let these two take care of it. I'm also trusting them that much that, okay, the two of you, you're not gonna die fighting it. I'm not sure that they're gonna destroy it. I'm not sure that they can, to be fully honest. But at least they're not gonna be killed by it. That, I don't believe so. Like, really? During the previous episode, their fight, these two fighting against it, it was just a training, in fact. Like, they were not really considering it. Yuji was fighting, making some mistakes, going back to talk with Todo. Todo was giving him advices so he could learn from his mistakes, and then Yuji was coming back into the fight. Like, I think that they did that at least 3 times during the previous episode. So now we have Yuji who managed to have access to his cursed energy, and it's gonna change things. He said it, normally it's gonna make him stronger now and all, so that's really cool. And we have also Todo, who is ready to participate to the fight, finally, and to use his own cursed energy, cursed technique, and I cannot wait to see that. So for this episode, normally we're gonna have this fight, these two against that cursed spirit, or maybe not, because I'm not forgetting that right now we have all of the other ones, all of the other cursed spirits and other people, like for example Mahito and all, who are inside of that dome, you know, under that veil, and who are maybe surely fighting with other people, and who are trying to have these fingers, you know, Sukuna's fingers and all. So in fact, okay, right now it's interesting what is happening, but it's one of the things which is happening in fact right now at this moment, at this time. So I'm not sure that during this episode I'm gonna stay with them. I would love it, but I'm not sure of it. No, what? We're gonna go for this episode right now. Remember, like I said, that if you want to have my Patreon, on which you can have the full reaction part for this episode, you have 4 episodes of advance on my Patreon, if you can be interested. Let's go for it! I thought that this fight, you know, the students against the cursed spirits, would last for at least 4 episodes because of the fact that I was considering that Yuji and Todo fighting against this one. It was not the only fight happening at the same time. I was thinking about all of the other ones, the ones that we saw, but also the ones that we would discover, like that blonde guy. Really weird. That guy was really weird. I was considering all of that it was part of a big plan that Mahito did, so that's why I really thought that it would last for a long time, that we would spend 2 episodes with Yuji, 2 episodes with, you know, Grandpa and his guitar, 1 episode with the girls, maybe 2 more with Satoru trying to enter. I really thought so, and in fact, in just the 5 final minutes of this episode, they are closing everything. With Satoru who managed to break that veil, in fact it was enough for convincing all of the enemies, all of the opponents, to withdraw, to give up. The blonde guys, the cursed spirit that Yuji was fighting, Yuji and Todo were fighting, like that's it, let's go back home, that's enough. That's how much Satoru impressed them. That's how much they are afraid of them. That veil was built only to have him out, to block him. So for him to finally have access to that fight, oh bah no. They are just giving up now, not even trying, not even a minute. Mahito managed to steal these fingers like he wanted. We don't know yet if he's gonna manage to escape with them. I have the impression that he could, because right there Satoru, okay, he managed to enter, but he didn't see that he had other battlefields, other things happening than this fight that he saw, you know, Grandpa, the girls, Yuji, all of that. He didn't see the rest, and for sure he doesn't know the real plan that Mahito had. Okay, he kept, I don't know how to name him. Me, I'm naming him the artist, because really, with all of these buds, you know, skulls and all, he's creating masterpieces. So for me, he's an artist. Okay, he kept him alive, he totally destroyed his arms, his legs, but he kept him alive, surely to interrogate him, but the time that he's gonna need to interrogate him, Mahito has the time to escape with the fingers. I'm not sure about what is gonna happen right now. All of this fight to have Yuji and Todo fighting that well together. For sure, first Todo's technique, When he used it right there the first time, I remembered suddenly what happened. It was when? Yes, it was when he wanted to fight with Yuji, but the other guys from his school wanted to stop him, to intervene, to participate, and he really convinced them to just give up and to let him alone with Yuji. That's the moment when we had a swap, the first one. So right there when Todo swapped for the first time, I remembered it. And clearly that technique was so well used right there because he used it not really to swap with his enemy, but more to swap with Yuji so the enemy wouldn't see which one would attack at what moment. And he used it also to protect Yuji, because he knows that Yuji is still training, is not as good as him, so he knows that he can protect himself better. He thinks also a lot about himself. He thinks that he has such a big IQ, that he's that clever, that he can think that fast and all. Which is the case right there for thinking fast. For the IQ, I'm not sure. But for the rest, it's the case. Yes, that fight was amazing. I think that if it would have continued, maybe they would have had a chance. When, you know, before this episode, I was like, I'm not sure that they can truly have a fight and win that fight totally, like kill that cursed spirit. For what I imagine about that cursed spirit, its importance for the future, for the anime itself and all. I have the impression that we're gonna keep that cursed spirit for a long time, so I can't imagine that you're gonna truly kill it now. And in fact, it happened, but they made me doubt. They made me doubt that it could happen, they could truly kill it. That memory with Todo, I want more explanation about it. He fought with that guy who mocked him. He was still a little boy when he did it, but he was already that strong. But he was getting bored because he couldn't find a real opponent against him. And suddenly that girl appeared, a good-looking girl appeared, and first thing that she asked him, that she told him, it was about what was his kind of lady. The question that he asked as well to Fujiguro, to Yuji, to everyone. So it can explain why that question is important for him, why he's thinking like that right now, because apparently that woman was kind of a mentor for him. So now I want to know more about that. I want to know who she is, I want to know what happened, I want to know everything about her. It's not someone that he was related to, like a mother, a sister or something like that. It's someone who appeared like that, coming out of nowhere. It's not the first time that they're introducing the beginning of a background, of a memory. They did the same for Mako, they did really a little the same for Fujiguro. They did a little more for Nobara, but we didn't have in fact everything. Like, it's gonna take seasons, I have the impression, to discover the real backgrounds, you know, of all of these characters. And I'm not even talking about Yuji. We still don't know what happened to his parents, and I'm still suspecting that maybe they were sorcerers, something is going on with them, because again I remember that Satoru found it really weird that someone like Yuji, who is not connected apparently to this world, could have a body like that, like something is going on with it. For me, yes. There is something also about the fact that he found the first finger on his arm and we didn't see how. I have the impression that in fact he already knew how to locate them, even not knowing it himself that he could do that. So backgrounds are really a big thing with this anime. I'm suspecting also that maybe some of them are connected to each other and we don't know about it yet. At least I don't know about it yet. Okay, but apparently that's gonna be the end of this big fight. I'm gonna stop this review right now. Remember that if you want on my Patreon, you have the full reaction part for this episode and all of the episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. You have also 4 episodes of advance, meaning that Normally this week on my Patreon they have the end of this season 1. If you can be interested to have these advantages and also to support me, you have all of that on my Patreon, you have the link into the description. Okay guys, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now, bye!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.